Good evening, everyone. We're going to call the Legislative and Legal Affairs Committee to order at 8:08. We had a lovely meeting that went a little bit long before, so apologies for getting started a little bit late. We have one item on the agenda, order number 23-100-8869, communication from City Solicitor Grossfield, together with proposed order authorizing a deed conveying a parcel of land consisting of 9,387 square feet off Lincoln Street in Marlborough to the Marlborough Economic Development Corporation, MEDC, for the purposes of assembling land for economic development, along with parcels previously acquired by the MEDC in connection with the proposed Lincoln and Mechanic Street mixed-use development draft deed provided by the solicitor. We had a dense title. That was very good. So I'm going to start by reading the letter from the city solicitor. We also have him in attendance today, and we'll invite him to join us in the well momentarily if anyone has any questions. Dear Honorable President, Ossing, and Councilors, enclosed, please find a proposed order authorizing a deed conveying a certain parcel of land consisting of 9,387 square feet off Lincoln Street in Marlborough to the MEDC for the purposes of assembling land for economic development, along with parcels previously acquired by MEDC in conjunction with the proposed Lincoln and Mechanic Street mixed-use development. A draft deed is also enclosed. The city acquired the rail spur parcel as part of the premises now comprising portions of the Assabet River Rail Trail in Marlborough by deed from the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority, MBTA, to the city in 1997, subject to certain deed restrictions regarding use and ownership. The deed restrictions have now been released by the MBTA as to the rail spur parcel, and a copy of the partial release and termination of certain deed restrictions by MBTA is enclosed. The enclosed order is in proper legal form. Please contact me if you have any questions or concerns. Respectfully, Jason D. Grossfield, City Solicitor. Thank you, Solicitor Grossfield, for joining us. We appreciate it on a late evening to have you in attendance. So just wanted to give you an opportunity, in addition to the letter, to provide any further context to the council. I know there's only 3 members on the committee, but we fortunately have a full house tonight.
Sounds good. Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. As the letter mentioned, so this spur parcel relates to the Lincoln and Mechanic Street development, and as this committee knows, and the council knows, the council approved a special permit for the development in 2022. The MEDC had previously assembled certain parcels in the area. One portion of the land which the development is set to take place on is what we're calling the rail spur. The rail spur is a little spur. If you're looking at the packet, you can kind of see it in faint yellow. I'm going to hold it up so it's not going to be on a screen, but but it's sort of this little leg where obviously there's no rail trail on it today. But it is a part of the rail corridor the city acquired back in the 90s. We did pursue a release from the MBTA to allow us to have it for private use. In consideration of that, the MBTA required the development to have certain open space requirements, which are satisfied by having the rail parking and the rail trail parking and the amenity building. And with that, this is a vote that would authorize essentially that deed to get to the MEDC. So they can fulfill their obligations under an agreement with the developer. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Solicitor Grossfield. I'll open it up to committee members first for any questions. Okay. Anyone else? Solicitor Grossfield, you were just so clear. No one has any questions.
That's everything. Thank you.
Councilor Roby, you look like you had something.
No, I was just going to comment, since there don't seem to be questions, although of course once I move. This is part of the information we were provided when we got the land swap agreement, and was something that we were anticipating getting. So I'm happy that it happened as quickly as it did. I would move to approve the order and the description starting with whereas.
Thank you, Councilor Roby. Councilor Dumas also had his hand raised, so.
Yeah, no, so once we get our MEDC gets the land, what's the intent of the use?
Councilor, this will be through, essentially part of the development will be on this spur. So the MEDC is working with the developer to essentially dispose of that property, and the city will end up, or the MEDC will end up with the parcel, which will be the rail amenity, the rail station, rail trail parking and amenity building on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Sure.
Councilor Orem?
Yeah, I just have one question. Is this it, or are there other parts of the rail spur that have to be resolved, such as near the parking lot, near the stadium?
This is it in terms of conveyances that'll come to the council at this point.
Are there other conveyances that may need to be looked at on that rail spur? Because it started up further at where the parking lot is for the football games and all.
So this spur is just limited to that particular area on the map.
So we'll know if future ones are needed in
That's,
the long
that's,
run. Okay, thank you.
that's correct, Councilor. Mhm.
Any further questions? I know Council Roby made a recommendation that I will second, or a motion.
May I ask, is the suspension needed? Is this tying up anything, or?
That would actually be, I'm thinking about the calendar, that would not be a bad idea if the council would be able to do that. Yes, that'd be great.
Okay, so with the suspension, all in favor? All right, that's 3-0. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
All in favor? All right, we are adjourned at 8:14. Thank you, everyone.